Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4 remake. Is it a remake or is it a remaster? What are they calling it?
I don't think they called it either. They just said that it's coming.
Like it's just coming.
Yeah.
Okay. So I do have it here. It does look like it's just they didn't put a title on it. Which might be great, like a great idea, like great marketing, where it's not like a remake or a remaster, which makes people think back and just most people don't even know what this is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We'll use Shinobi because he does a little bit of a write-up. We'll watch the trailer together, see what everybody thinks. But so Shinobi puts Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3+4 announced, releasing July 11th. That's a week before my birthday. Beautiful. Coming to PS4, PS5, Xbox, Switch, and PC. Remade visuals. It's going to be 4K. New soundtrack. New parks, like an abandoned water park, plus classics like Foundry, Alcatraz, College, and more. New skaters join the ranks of returning pros with each with fresh drip and unique tricks. Expanded creative skater and creative park modes. Compete with friends in new Hawk mode. Standard 50, deluxe is 70, collector's edition is 130.
Pay up, ponies.
But that, okay, so he puts that. So is that the trailer? Let me see if that's the same trailer that they have here. Here, let's put this up. Let's get this here. Let's check out the trailer, and then there's another one that we'll look at. But this is the new Tony Hawk 3 and 4. Oh, what's first? Oh damn! Okay, well, when you look at when you look at the original, and then
yeah, definitely a remake.
Holy shit! I mean, that's a remake. Oh, remastering. That's it. What a difference, man.
Attention passengers, face planting the tile is strictly prohibited.
Okay. They kept this. There you go. So Doom Guy is also part of it, right? So they kept it. They kept it separate, huh? I don't know why they would keep it separate. Like why the announcement is not just like part of it is such a big deal. Like why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't it just announced? Like why wouldn't they just show it in that main trailer? All right, so if you look here, Doom put out the thing, and it's it's the trailer for Doomslayer. So let's check this one out. It's kind of sick. What a collab. Dope.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, that's dope, man. That's dope. That's really dope that they went ahead and they have a collab like this, right? From this is a Bethesda, Activision collaboration. I don't know if they've done this in the past, but it's really dope
I
that
don't
they
think they've done anything like this in the past, even with like
yeah.
Activision characters. I think this is like kind of like a first.
Well, what I will say for me when I think about this is a huge deal because it shows that Activision and Bethesda and Xbox all being under the same roof. This allows this shit. Like he's not like Doomslayer's fucking riding a goddamn skateboard. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not
Yeah,
killing nobody. He's not doing anything. He's just riding like the Revenant is this evil dude riding a skateboard, right? As much as you know, for us, it's just dope. It looks cool. For them, it's a big deal. Like for the developers, for the people, like for Bethesda to take the Doom Slayer, and be like, okay, he's going in as a skateboarder in fucking Tony Hawk. You know what I'm saying? Like that shows you that they're willing to go ahead and just kind of break from, the idea of who these characters are in their own games and in their own series. And it shows that there's a space for them to kind of get fun with it, right? Like Xbox owning all these IPs allows for this to take place. And earlier, you brought up a dope ass idea, right? Like if they made like an Expendables, version of Xbox IP,
yeah.
right? You take all the big dudes or the big characters from there, right? Put them all together, just make this like fun, crazy game that's obviously not canon to anybody, but it's just like a fun ass experience.
It doesn't have to make sense; just has to be fun.
It doesn't have to make sense, yo. It doesn't have to make sense. That's absolutely the truth. But I mean, what do you think about this whole thing? About Tony Hawk coming back, about the fact that Doom is collaborating on the project, and what this may signify, with future collaborations and things like that.
I love it. I love seeing that we're starting to see cross pollination of IP, because where it makes sense, and you can do a lot of fun things. The more like a character I'm surprised never made it into Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, who would make perfect sense, is Crash. Crash should be a character in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, and it's one of their IP. I would love to see that. So you could do the Psychonauts 2 character in there.
It's actually true.
There's a lot of fun stuff you can do with Tony Hawk, and then there's other IP. Why isn't Doom Guy in the multiplayer mode of Halo Infinite? Like, why isn't he there yet? I know they got that. I think they had Halo in Call of Duty. You can be Master Chief in Call of Duty. Was it him or Doom Guy? It was one of those two. They made it in the Call of Duty.
Was it?
One of those.
It was the last. It was like the last season. Did they put? No. Hold on. Did they really put him on there, or was that a rumor? Maybe Doom Guy. I think it was Doom Guy who was.
Yeah, that's it. I think it was either Doom Guy or Chief. I wasn't like paying too much attention to it, but I thought they added one of those guys.
Yeah. I think I bought them.
But just the cross pollination in general, it's a good thing to see, and I would love to see a studio really get wonky with it and say, "Hey, I'm gonna do a mashup with all these guys in a game." I think that would be great.
I mean, we joke, not we joke, but we've always talked about this idea of like a kart racer, where when is Xbox going to do their own kart racer? When is Xbox going to have their own like Smash type game with all their characters? But like you brought up a great point, man. Like this game right here, it's a pretty great platform to have like just a bunch of fucking characters.
I don't want Xbox to reinvent the wheel and do a Smash Brother game. I'd rather them do like a brawler, like a Streets of Rage or the Bouncer or something like something like where you just you get all these badass characters and you just go and you fuck up bad guys or whatever the enemy is. I'd rather that than reinvent the wheel on a Smash Brothers game. I'd rather them see something different that is extremely fun.
Yeah. I feel like that maybe that Smash Brother idea has kind of dissipated over time. I don't know if
Yeah.
anybody's really looking for that. I think when Smash was out, like Ultimate was out, I think, and it was at its like hype, a lot of people were like, damn, like Xbox should have something like this. Um, but then we forget, like, look at what's the name of the not the Ubisoft, the WB game.
Multiverses.
Multiverses
Yeah.
has all great characters, right? Like exciting
Yeah.
characters that people really know and care about. But at the end of the day, it's still not Smash Brothers, right?
Yeah.
Like there's
That's what I'm
just
saying.
something
Don't.
about it that makes it what it is. Like your better bet is to just put your games into Smash Bros, like your characters into Smash Brothers, than to try to make your own shit. But the kart one, I think, will work. I think there's a lot of good kart games.
Yeah, I think kart racer could work. I mean, you don't even have to make a full blown kart racer. You just add a mode to the next Forza Horizon where you have those characters, and you sell it as a DLC. You don't have to make a whole new game with a whole new SKU. And
that would actually be the smartest thing to do. Use the name Forza, like Forza Kart. Like you could actually just make it its own thing if you really wanted to, or just add it to one of these games. But that would be dope. That would be dope. I like that. I think Forza, if anybody's going to make something that is fun to drive and play, and like, I would challenge Forza. I would challenge Playground to make that game. You know what I'm saying? Like, make the kart racer. And then, there's still like, that's sky's the limit with like battle passes and shit like that. You could make that shit work. You could sell skins. You could do a whole bunch of shit. So you could turn it into something that's worth investing in.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
I think that will work. We do have the homie Raiden Blade in the building. My dude, thank you, my brother, for being here, man. Thank you for that £5 super chat, man. Appreciate you, homie. Says, good morning, gentlemen. Forza Horizon 6 in 2026 with the next Halo with E-Day 6 months later. Forza Halo 6 port to PlayStation Platform 2 4 years later. Why? Because Forza Horizon 5 is years 4. I mean, it's possible. It's possible. I mean, if they were going to take Forza Horizon 6 and put it on PlayStation, I would imagine it wouldn't be that far. I think it would depend on how good Forza Horizon 5 is doing, right? Like, I feel like you wouldn't, cut for Horizon 5's life short on these other platforms by releasing 6 over there.
Yeah,
I think
especially if it looks like you might hit like 100 million or 80 million. If you start hitting like some crazy numbers with the Switch also in there, because you hit 40 off the strength of Steam and Xbox, so
Yeah, I feel you. But that's not a bad timeline, man. I think Forza and Halo hit together. That makes sense to me.
Yeah,
for sure.
They hit together last generation, or this current generation, I should say.
Yeah, they literally like a week after and shit.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the multiplayer. It came out in December, right? Like, technically, the main game came out, like Halo came out in December.
Yeah, I think so. But they were like within like a couple weeks of each other.
2 weeks apart. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gen X Gamer, what's up, man? Thank you for being here, bro. Fuzzy Tomato, what's up, man? See, Fuzzy says if they were going to do a collaboration with Xbox IPs, make it some kind of shooter. I mean, that would be the most popular version of it, right? Like, honestly, the thing about that is that I feel like you're better at that point just putting characters into Call of Duty.
Yeah, if it's just gonna be a shooter. Yeah.
Yeah, like if it's just going to be a shooter, then why make people go buy a different game and pull them away from the game that people are going to fucking be playing, right? People are going to play Call of Duty, right? So I think the smartest thing to do is just sell them as skin, bro. Like, you get somebody who you put like 5 different character skins on there, and people are buying it. They're basically buying the game all over again.
Yeah, that's why I say a brawler, because a brawler you can have shooting in it. You can have shooting in a brawler. It doesn't have to be a side-scrolling brawler, but like I said, like the Bouncer was a brawler game. It wasn't necessarily a side scroller, and you could do a lot of you can have the shooting and the fighting, and like I said, it doesn't have to necessarily make sense, just needs to be fun. You can kind of jump, but like you can jump between each of the characters' worlds, whoever you have in there. Um, Kind of get a good variety of enemies that way. I think it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, honestly, shit like that just kind of like sells itself. If you have some nice graphics on there, make it fun. Have a good. Well, let me ask this: who would make it?
Who wouldn't make it?
Mhm.
I would guess it'd be somebody at Activision because they do have some studios that have experience making a brawler.
Somebody
I
at
don't.
Activision. So
Yeah,
like the
because
people who
Activision has
made.
a wide they have vast experience with making so many different type of titles. I would think
Mhm.
you would get like someone that maybe collaborate with like Toys for Bob or something like that, being that they're kind of like on like a retainer, even though they more do so like platformers. But um, that'd be interesting because Xbox doesn't have uh, a studio that does like brawlers. I mean, I think they could tap that studio that did Battletoads on the shoulder to do like some collaboration because that's kind of like has like some brawling aspects to it.
So you're
Um,
thinking like a side scroller joint,
no, it doesn't have to be side scroller. It could be like just a 3D. But I think there's
like a Batman.
I can see that. I can see like a Batman.
So like a Suicide Squad of Xbox characters.
You could if you want to make a live service. Yeah, I guess you could do that. Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of potential, right? I think the biggest thing is like the fact that we could even have these conversations, right? And this is the thing that I love. Like we say this a lot, right, when it comes to Xbox stuff, right? But like we can have conversations that I think like are only possible because of the position that Xbox is in with how many IP that they have, right? Like, I mean, yeah, on PlayStation you could take some of those characters, put them in a game like that too. Um, but I feel like there's such a diverse, you know, group of characters on Xbox that you could
I don't
really do a
know.
lot of different shit with it.
After Kratos, who do you put in the brawler? Like the power
I would
scaling
say
seems so
Jin, but
far
they
off.
retired his ass.
Yeah, if I say the power scaling is so off, like what you gonna throw
True.
Abby in there? Kratos and Abby.
Hey, they made fucking MJ fucking go out there and slap
MJ
up
with the
bad guys better
taser.
than Spider-Man. So I mean it checks out. Like that would be like their main goal. They'd be like, all right, let's show everybody how Abby is stronger than Kratos. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like
Yeah.
they would do that. I feel like
Oh man.
I feel like that checks out. You know what I'm saying? Like that literally checks out for them.
Yeah, like Jen, Aloy. I'm just thinking, uh,
And
dude from Days Gone.
I feel like there's not like a lot of people that you would want to play with outside of their games.
Story. Yeah.
Yeah. Like outside of their games, like where does like you don't want Ellie in your fucking you know you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
not it. You know what I'm saying? It's not that. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Uh but yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just for me seeing this, I love seeing the collaboration. I love Xbox being able to show that having this IP, under one roof will allow for cool shit to happen, not just their respective games, right?
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
this is cool. You know what I'm saying? Like it does make me like if he wasn't in there, I would just be saying, "Oh, Tony Hawk Pro Skater, that's cool. It's coming out. Enjoy it." But the fact that Doom's gonna be in there again, not that I'm some major Doom guy, but I feel like it's cool as fuck that he's in there, and I want to be able to try that shit out.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, not that anybody should be confused about it, but day one in the Game Pass, obviously, it is an Xbox game. So very excited. There's a lot of people who are going to be pumped to play this game. There's a lot of people who are going to be pumped to buy this game. Also, great marketing for Doom: The Dark Ages, right?
Yep.
Coming out after. It is after, so Doom: The Dark Ages will be out, and then this comes out. But it's like a boost, right? It's like, oh shit, that's right, Doomslayer is here, and oh shit, yeah, they did just release Doom: The Dark Ages, right? So it does give that extra kind of, marketing beat, right? Which I think makes sense.